Heading into chapter 5, taking Theo through the entire game. This chapter shouldn't be too difficult, because the second half is exactly the same as in the base game. Oh no. This is a problem. We're faced here with our worst enemy. 1 block tall gaps. These gaps are too small for Theo to fit through. If we have a look at the hitboxes, we can see that Theo is slightly taller than the gap. Luckily for us, Theo's hitboxes are irrelevant while we're carrying him. Only Madeline's hitboxes are taken into account while we're holding him. However, Madeline is also a bit too tall to fit through the hole without crouching. And while crouching, Madeline cannot hold Theo. So to get through here, we have 3 options. Theo needs to go through the hole or wall by himself, using glitches. Option 2. Madeline needs to somehow be able to hold Theo while crouched. This can be done by using the hands-free glitch that I explained in chapter 2. Or number 3, and we haven't talked about this yet, is using janky spawn mechanics. The first 2 I will demonstrate with a map I made. The last one I will demonstrate by showing an example in chapter 4. This is the map I made demonstrating both Theo glitching through the wall by himself and using the hands-free glitch to get Theo through 1 block gaps. I'll show off all 7 different ways I found to do this, although a lot of them are very similar. The first way to get through the gap is rather simple. It uses the same mechanic we exploited in chapter 2, where we can enter a hands-free state after exiting a dream block by immediately grabbing onto the wall. After this, we can simply dash through the gap, which briefly puts us in a crouched position while holding Theo. The second way to get through is very similar to the first one. However, this time we don't grab onto the dream block itself, but to the adjacent wall. This is a little more tricky, but works essentially the same way. This is a weird one. If Madeline leaves the hands-free state while inside a 1 block gap, Theo glitches through the floor. Theo behaves very weirdly while interacting with moving blocks. One way we can exploit this is by using moving dream blocks. These allow Theo to glitch through any wall, granted the dream block is moving through the wall. What you need to do is wait until the dream block is moving in the direction you want Theo to glitch through, and once the dream block is halfway through the wall, you need to throw Theo while he's partially inside of the dream block. This will result in him glitching through about 50% of the time. If you throw Theo at the exact moment you get knocked by a pufferfish, you'll enter the hands-free state for a while. You can use this to get through the gap in the wall. For this one we need to use a crouch dash though, since there is no floor next to the gap to force us into the crouch state. Luckily you can easily do this by binding a crouch dash button. This one is the easiest to perform. Just grab Theo and jump into the water. This will put you in a hands-free state automatically. Then just dash into the gap and you're through. You can also preserve your hands-free state while getting out of the water. This is done by grabbing onto the wall right after leaving the water. And then just climb up and crouch dash at the end, and you're through. Then there is the janky spawn mechanics. Here in chapter 4 there is a checkpoint at the midway point of this level. Once you cross this checkpoint, even without having Theo in your hands, you can press retry and you will respawn at the checkpoint, with Theo there with you, effectively teleporting Theo to the checkpoint. This is a side effect of how the extended variance mod spawns in Theo, so I couldn't quite show it off in my map. So which of these strats are relevant, trying to get through the gap in chapter 5? Sadly, none as far as we know. They all require some special block or thing to enter the hands-free state or glitch Theo through. But in chapter 5 we only have access to Madeline, Theo, and the level geometry. And as far as I know, nobody has figured out a way to enter the hands-free state without any special blocks. Also, there are no checkpoints in this hallway, so that ID also won't work. This is where the story ends for now, until someone finds a way to get through here. But since the game has been out for a while, I am not expecting this one to ever be possible. So for now, the answer to can you beat the entire game while holding Theo is no.